All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew RPG D&D games set in my weird, messed up campaign setting that I'm relatively certain my therapist is worried about. And the people below me are the people I will probably be talking about in therapy tomorrow. So, congratulations, guys. We are.
We're honored.
I'm not kidding. I have. If anyone is not aware, I am broken both physically and mentally, and have been in therapy for many years now.
Yep.
And I do talk about my D&D games in therapy every so often. And I'm not kidding, because it was a conversation we were talking about, and so I talked about the first game that I played with Crexney. Oh, I totally have Orion
My
Crexney.
hot chocolate.
Yep. Because I was describing, it was like, because it was one of the times when I was actually happy in therapy, and so she's like, oh, so why are you happy? That's a good thing. We want to focus on that. And I go, well, I did
Because
see
I
it was
made a
super
player hot
fun.
chocolate.
And I turned someone into hot chocolate, and she goes, I'm sorry, what? Maybe we need to discuss possibly getting you on medication. I know it doesn't really work with you, but if you're turning people into hot chocolate, maybe serotonin syndrome isn't as bad as it sounds. And so I go, no, I was playing this one-page role-playing game, and effectively it's collaborative storytelling with a couple rules and dice rolls
Literal
to make some
rules.
stuff randomized. You know,
I'm amazed they're not aware that you're of RPGs at this point talking to you.
Right?
Yeah, this is why I don't mention I play D&D to my therapist.
Well, most like I've had quite a few different therapists over the years, and I think only one of them stopped being my therapist because she couldn't fix me. The other ones I lost either due
That's not
to
their point.
well, what it was is like we won't go into that. Anyway, the other ones that I changed were either they stopped therapizing. Which I take personal pride in the fact that, like, yeah, one of my therapists stopped. That's how screwed up I am. And the other ones were insurance issues. Fun fact, insurance, there's two main flavors of therapists. And one of them insurance likes, and one of them insurance doesn't like. And I can never remember which one is which.
Yep.
But I think family... I can't remember. There's two flavors, and insurance will only pay for one of them. And so when I changed insurance at one point, they went, nope. Yes. Oh, don't worry. I have, because my mom was trying to be a therapist at one point. She's a master's in psychology, which is a prereq for that. And she was going through, they have to do this, they call it externment, which I think Arai had to go through. And I think most medical professionals have to have something similar to it. But because all of my friends in college were teachers, and they have a similar process called student teaching that you're required to go through, I just called it student therapizing because it made more sense that way. And my therapist is like, actually, that's partially accurate for what it is. Like, student teachers and therapists on externships actually do similar things.
Yeah.
Except student teachers sometimes get paid better.
Well, there's externships, and then there's like the essentially internships. So, but yeah, at least you get paid with student teaching, and you have the opportunity to work outside and like tutor and stuff. As an SLP, not so much.
Well, how many hours? Because I think for therapists it's 2,000, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Because student teachers don't need. I don't think student teachers need 2,000 hours. I think they generally can get through their student teacher in like 2 or 3 semesters, and they generally do it while they're in school. Whereas my mom couldn't start her externship stuff until after she had her bachelor's.
Yeah.
While she was working on her master's.
Yeah, that's normally how it works. That's weird that they were able to student teach.
I had
They
a
did
few.
it all in their bachelor's.
I had a few friends who their last like year of college they started their student teaching. I thought, though again, I had dropped out at that point. Like I didn't go back to school until like 6 years later. So it's possible that I just don't understand how they did it.
There's probably a million ways to do the same thing. Let's be honest.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, the teachers union in general has a significantly larger amount of control over it than anything else, and because teachers unions are generally local, like their national teachers unions don't have any power, or national teacher associations don't have any power over local unions, and state licensing boards are generally what do it. So it might just be different states have different things that they do.
Yeah. Yeah. quite
Whereas
possibly.
medical stuff is almost all
National.
national.
All right. No more union stocks.
Yes, we always talk about unions here.
We do always talk
Um,
about unions. I think it started with a cat once who got turned into hot chocolate.
Yes.
Brought up unions.
But anyway, so I mentioned
Microbe.
that to my therapist, and she thought it was wonderful. And I mentioned, by the way, therapists actually use RPGs in therapy now, and they're remarkably. Yeah, it takes it takes a lot of work to do, because not only do you have to be a licensed therapist, but you also have to learn D&D or an RPG, which takes a
Unless
lot
you
of
were
time.
already into it, then.
Well, and then learning how to translate RPGs to therapy is like it is a really fascinating thing. I've read some papers and articles
Yeah,
on
you
it.
don't you don't just bust out a red box.
But yeah, you can't just
I was
take
like,
like
heal trauma instead of create trauma.
like there's so many bad things that can happen that you really have to know what you're doing. But when
Okay,
you
I'm going to
do,
talk about my father issues. Do I roll with disadvantage?
oh, it's super interesting stuff. Mad Spike, for those of you that can't see chat because you may be watching this somewhere else, Mad Spike just mentioned he 3D printed a set of dice. I would be fascinated to find out how balanced they are, because I'm really interested to find out exactly how 3D printing affects the balance of dice and things like that.
I'm guessing.
But
I'm
he
going to
has one of
presume
the
you still
fancy
have the
resin
sand.
ones.
Maybe you still have the sand like you do, like when you do a resin pour on the type of dice or something like that, depending on the edge thing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if 3D printed dice you can do the saltwater test.
I've seen Mad Spike on his stream a few times playing with a 3D printer, and I have another friend that does a lot of 3D printing. He actually 3D prints stuff for his Etsy store because he's that cool, and he designs 3D printed stuff, and he's really, really cool. He's streaming right now as well. I just came from his stream. I go, sorry, dude, I've got to go run D&D. Have fun. The best way to test dice, unless it's something that literally does not float, like metal dice, this doesn't really work with. But if it's plastic or whatever you 3D print,
Resin.
what you do is you take water and you add enough salt to it to get the dice to float, and then you just kind of tap the die and see if it's constantly showing just one or two numbers when you kind of tap it around.
Tap. Yeah, just do a little tap like that.
Mhm.
So I found 2 traders in my bag.
It is a very useful thing.
They've advised
to
Epsom
do.
salt, but I have done it with just like regular salt.
You basically just need to bring the density of the water up, and salt is one of the easier. You theoretically could do it with sugar as well because it dissolves in water just as easily. Salt is just salt binds with water really easily. All right, thanks, Spike. Announcer amendments. I put a channel update video on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi! It's wonderful to see you. I have not been making videos for a couple of weeks because I've been really, really not great mentally. Hoping that by Monday I'll get back to my regular D&D deep dive and stuff like that. And yes, and then I talk about an audition I did for The Wizard of Oz once.
Oh, nice.
and talk about how just messed up the audition process is in theater, and how the interview process is just as messed up in business.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't know, auditioning and interviews have a lot of similar talents that work well in both. Which is one of the reasons why I was really good in interviews. Because I used to audition all the time, because that's what acting is. Another thing a lot of people don't realize, actors don't act, they audition. Acting is a byproduct of auditioning.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen so many people, oh, I'm going to get into acting. And I'm like, no, you're going to get into auditioning and then you're going to quit, because auditioning sucks.
Yep.
It's not fun.
That's also why actors are such great servers.
It's also why they
Huh?
Yes, the world of acting. Well, a lot of people don't realize, like, serving is one of the few jobs where when you get an audition 2 hours before you're supposed to show up there, being a server is one of the few jobs where you literally can call someone up and go, I need you to cover my shift in 2 hours, and someone will do it. You can't get that in almost any other field.
One of the most popular fields like servers and bartenders.
Bartenders is a little bit iffier for actors, just because bartending requires a license.
It's super easy to get though. And hey, you do have to get food certified. And that process now takes a long time.
Is
That's like a
it?
4-hour program now.
So, I mean, I never. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
It's dumb.
I've done it.
I used to. Again, my experience in serving was working in a pizza place, and I delivered pizza more than I served. But I was cleared to, like, I made pizzas and all that stuff, and I knew. I unfortunately knew more food codes. Or I knew the health codes better than the person that owned the business. Because we
Yeah.
had to tell him things like, no, you can't put the bags of cornmeal on the ground. That's not, that violates health codes. You're not allowed to do that. No, you can't take a dough tray and just put it on the ground and then that doesn't work. You have to keep it 6 inches off the ground, 6 inches away from the wall.
No, you
How-
can't empty a grease trap in the middle of a shift over everyone's food. Doesn't work.
Or, yes, that thing above the oven that gets all weird colored and yellow and black, you do have to clean that more than once a
Yes!
year.
That Yes, that's so common.
Like, people don't realize that
So
the
common.
exhaust vent has to be cleaned, and technically, depending on how much volume to do, has to be cleaned professionally, either quarterly or monthly.
I hope it's monthly because there's a whole bunch of bacon fat
Oh,
and
yeah.
other stuff.
We spent years
It's
without
weeks.
our hood being cleaned, and food
Oh,
service
goodness
is fun.
Gracious,
Oh, it's a
that must have
freaking fire
ruled.
hazard.
Yeah, well, that too, but mainly the smell.
We had really good ventilation in the place that we worked, and everything smelled like tomato sauce. Like, tomato sauce and cornmeal was all you ever smelled when you got in there. And I'm not kidding, I still have a shirt from there because I just never got a chance to burn it. And it still, a decade later, smells like cornmeal and tomato sauce.
Well, I'm sure it'll light up really well.
I did burn some of them. I went to a friend's bonfire and I said, "Do you mind?" They're like, "Go for it, burn." Which is really bad because it's mostly synthetic, so it didn't burn
Yeah.
very nicely. But
Darn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of this
Some
like
fun thought.
it's always very distinct. Once upon a time I was a department manager for a very popular chain store, and I was in dairy departments. I spent the majority of my time in that damn cooler. A cooler in the dairy department has a very distinct smell.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
the nightmares, like, working in food service will make you second guess ever going out to eat again.
Oh yeah. I had a girlfriend who she worked when we were in high school. She worked at Long John Silver's.
Hmm.
Her first thing she said to me was, "Don't order anything from here." Thanks, baby. Trust you.
Without getting too much into specifics, there was actually a dude that got fired because he added something to the dough when it was in the cooler and got caught mid-deposit.
I wish that I could say that was an uncommon.
And everyone at the store, when they found out, they went, "Why?" Like, these are the people that work there. We're like, "Why?"
There's a movie. They actually made 3, I think. But there's the original one, very long time ago. Justin Long, Ryan Reynolds.
Waiting is amazing.
Waiting.
You want to see some, like, there are people like, if you're in the service industry, they're like in the movie theater. Like,
You're just sitting there going, it's not super common.
Yep.
Like, the stuff that they show in there is not super common. It is not as bad as you would think. But 100% that stuff happens. 100% that stuff happens.
And there's one thing, Ryan Reynolds says that says the catch line in the things is like, this is why you don't fuck with people that handle your food.
Yes!
Everyone's just like,
it's one of those, like, I've never understood people that badmouth, like, food service employees. Like, you realize they see your food before you do, right? Like, they know
You realize.
This is a bad idea.
Not the only reason why it took so long to get your food, because we had trouble making it. Oh, I just didn't put in your order until 20 minutes ago when you ordered it 45. It's okay. Kitchen's running behind.
Don't be mean to food service workers, and
don't
yell
come
at
in
retail
20 minutes to
people.
closing. Don't come in 20 minutes to closing.
Nope. You find out they're closing in half an hour, you say thank you very much, have a good end of your shift, and you walk out and you push the other customers out with you.
That scene also is very idyllic in the scene. Like they're watching the clock, she has to seat them, and you see the kitchen staff just losing their shit, and they're just no.
I never really had
because they've cleaned everything already. Everything is packed and put away. They've cleaned the floors, and now they have to fire up the grill and reheat it, and then they have to clean it again afterwards. Like, just come back tomorrow, guys.
I never had a problem with people doing it half an hour before close. Once it got to the 10-minute mark, that was when I don't care that we're open. Half an hour I was normally fine, because we would start with the stuff that we weren't going to use anyways, cleaning, and then.
No, I'm just saying, as a customer, be courteous.
Oh yeah.
That way you don't ever pull a 10 minutes.
Don't yell at retail workers. Because they can't really do anything to you, like, not like food service. You shouldn't be afraid of retail workers. Their life just sucks enough already. You don't need to make it worse.
There was a guy, it was just that he happened to say it. I swear, I'm going to say it this time. I swear, folks, we're going to play D&D. I worked at a very popular technical store. And at one point, I worked customer service. That's where a lot of my experience comes from, customer service. Guy came up. He said, like, I lost my credit card. Has anyone turned in my credit card yet? I went back. I said, like, cool. That's not a problem. What's the name on there? I swear I had this thing. It's a Murphy's Law. Just when someone's about saying something important, something kicks on in the background. And, of course, we have, like, those test buttons for, like, audio in the sound department. Someone does something over there. It's like, someone did it. Press the button, like, I'm sorry. That thing blast. I mean, you heard it too. I'm so sorry. What was the name again? Said it again. And Josie says it again. Someone, intercom. I'm sorry. One more time. I swear I'll get it. And he says it again. He goes, public education. And I just looked at him dead face. Turned around, went into the office, looked at the cards, did my job. I didn't screw him over. But that didn't stop me from letting him think I did. Went right back out. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't find your credit card. Leave your name and number. I'll be sure to let you know. Delivered it just like that. It wasn't until then he realized, oh, I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My favorite line, because I used to sell.
We never found
printers.
the credit card, by the way. I didn't screw him over.
Yeah. I used to sell printers and computers, and so people would come into the store, and people hate being sold printers and computers. Specifically printers, because they think anyone selling printers is trying to steal money from them because ink is so expensive. And it's actually not. It's just people buy really cheap printers that go through ink like it's going out of style. If you spend a little more on the printer, you save a shit ton of money of ink. So anyway, I would have people come in, and I go, hey, what can I tell you? Or what questions can I answer about this for you? Because you never ask yes or no questions when you were trying to sell something, because you will say something like, can I help you? They'll say no, and then you have to walk away or annoy the hell out of them, and you lose the sale.
What can I do for you today?
What can I help you find?
So I go over and I do my line, and this dude, and this would happen constantly. They go, there's nothing you could tell me about this printer that I don't already know. I know more than you do. And I had this response, and I just go, well, it's theoretically possible, but I used to fix these for a living. So it's not very likely that you know more about them than me. And the follow-up question would always be, why are you here? I said, well, two reasons. One, I was a private computer consultant, which meant I was my own boss. And self-employment tax sucks. And also it meant that I had to take any customer I could get. So if I had a client that abused me, that treated me poorly and things like that, I had to just take it because I couldn't afford not the business. Here, though, I have a steady paycheck. I get paid hourly. So whether I sell stuff or not is not... I get to eat every week, whether I sell something or not. And then when customers do just kind of, attack me and pretend that they're smarter than me, I can just go, well, if you've got any questions, let me know. And then I always finish with, by the way, if you have any questions, let me know. And I'd walk away. And 9 times out of 10, they go, wait, what does this do? So I got to do this little if you want to be an asshole to me, go ahead. I'll watch you buy something bad.
Yeah, no, working at when I was working for Microsoft, getting all that. No, I
all that
promise
Microsoft money.
I know. I promise you, I do know what a computer is, and I can show you where the start button is. Oh, well, I know everything about this. Oh, really? Teach me. Actually, you're wrong. This one has 8 gigabytes of RAM and just stupid things, whatever, all the time. Constant mansplaining. It's no, really, tell me. I'd love to learn more.
We had a computer repair service, which is really funny because we didn't fix anything. We plugged it into the internet and people would remote in to fix it for us. But people would come in, and again, I used to fix computers for a living before I did this. And so they would have me look it over first just to see if it was something stupid that wasn't worth plugging it in for. And invariably, I would get some tech dude come in who's like, oh, you don't know what the problem is. Just give it as okay. Why don't you tell me what is wrong so I can tell the person who's going to fix it? Well, it's this. I go, oh, have you tried this? What's that? On 3 button presses. It's fixed. How do you do that? I used to fix these for a living. Well, why do you work here? Because I hated being my own boss. It's not as much fun as it sounds. Trust me on this.
No, the best response to that is magic. Because then people always laugh and walk away.
That is a valid point. They say, I'd never tell a salesman I know more than them. I feel it gives up an advantage. That is 100% right.
What did you used to say at Microsoft? You called it something user error, ID.
Oh, ID 10T.
Yeah, the ID 10T error.
You used to tell people that. Oh, no, it's just that error.
I can fix that for you, though.
Or what is it?
I only said it 3 times. Thank you very much.
What is it?
To the
Crap in,
customer's
crap
face.
out? The Kiko error, I think is what we used to call it. Crap in, crap out. Oh, man. The stories I could tell about customer service. Anyway, why don't we play some Dungeons and Dragons? Does that sound fun?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rest of you are I hate this.
You guys should stop us, because obviously we will just keep talking.
Yeah.
Just be hey.
So now it's time for us to return.
What if
to
you made that a
traversing-
point thing? Just do someone redeems 10 points and it's just Monty Python, get on with it.
Every one of my players would watch every one of my streams just so they could get all the stuff and so they could just go, play! I redeemed my points, play!
We would do it to ourselves.
So now it's time to return to Traversing the Veil.
Gosh, that would work so well.
The party's arrested. Summary over. So, where we last left everyone. Where we last left everyone. You guys had just come out of a bun shop, a bakery, and had started eating some savory buns Everybody likes them buns. And you were approached by some guards from the city that had asked you to come with them.
Like a dozen, I think it was.
Yeah, we were surrounded.
That was where we stopped. So that is where we're going to pick up. So again, you guys are on the street itself. Is somewhat busy. It is mealtime at this. I think it was lunch that you guys went to get there.
We just had lunch.
So it's lunchtime. So there's a fair amount of people in the street because they're all going to get their food and things like that. So it's a relatively kind of rush hour feeling of the city. And in front of you are about a dozen guards. None of them, they all have weapons. None of them have readied their weapons or anything like that. Like a few of them have spears that they're holding because it's hard to not hold a spear if you want to take it with you. But like the rest of them, their swords are in their scabbards and things like that. Yes, Aoi?
We ended the episode with us being handcuffed.
Yes. So thank you. So they have effectively started handcuffing you and things like that. Is there anything you guys want to do while this is going on?
Is there any way, and I'm not going to use any chicanery here because I think they might be, because Smegwick's head is thinking, okay, if word has gotten around, someone's already may have like told something about us. Is there any way like Smeg was like, hey, it's my understanding we were just being escorted. Are we not going to be civil about this? Like you said we weren't being charged. You said we're just going to be following you to.
Sure. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
I just kind of realized something, and while he does that, and this is Evan asking, these people seem to have an idea of who we are, but I can't remember. Did Reggie ever take down his disguise of Colonel Sanders, or does he still look like Colonel Sanders?
You still look like Colonel Sanders.
I remember. I think I remember you saying yes. You're still looking like Colonel because your dude. We don't know if your dude's still walking around.
Well, yeah. Because so then, how do these people know that I'm with you guys?
Because you were physically with them, and they saw 5 people that
and you
made
addressed
sense.
them, and you addressed them like.
Also, like
it is 100% a valid point. But it, the explanation is you're with 4 other
by
people
association
that they're getting, and it's obvious that you are with them. So whether or not you are actually involved, they're going to bring you in.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
16, by the
16. So the main person's like, no, haven't been charged with anything, but due to what's been happening recently, it's in everyone's best interest to make sure nothing
we
more.
are all surrounded, and we are going with you willingly. Is this really necessary if we are going in?
Jody, did you say persuasion or perception?
It was persuasion for
He rolled perception.
Oh, did I roll perception?
Yes, you did.
To be perfectly honest, that's fine at this particular moment in time because I just need a number.
Oh no, if it's persuasion, I mean, if you want me to re-roll again, I can't, or just add 3.
Just what's
it would be 19.
19. Oh, so it's even better. So that's perfectly fine. So as you kind of say this, he's like, all right then. If you seem to be cooperating, that's okay. So, any funny business, and there'll be hell to pay. All right?
Yes, sir.
So we don't get to keep these?
And the kid, quite literally, the kid that is putting the cuffs on you just kind of looks at you, and you watch, even underneath his helmet, he starts just burning red. As he's just, and he just looks to, the captain or the person in charge, and you can see this kind of sheepish, and the guard comes over and like gets in between you and him and takes them off. No. And just gives you another kind of look up and down, shakes his head. All right, if you all come
not
with
fuzzy,
me,
don't bother.
Fair.
if you all come with me, and he takes you through the city. And you guys do notice the people around you. some of you have had altercations with the law before, and you're kind of used to, if police or guards or something are taking you through town, there's a certain amount of attention that brings to you. The amount of attention that you guys are getting from this seems very odd to anyone that is kind of familiar with how this works. And it's not so much that people are interested in you specifically. They seem genuinely shocked about what's happening. Like, every person you look at just looks at you guys like you have 7 heads or something. Like, for whatever reason, it seems that this is a very odd occurrence to you. The walk is going to take roughly about 30 minutes. Is there anything you guys want to do while you are walking, or do you want to stay silent?
I was going to. The one thing I wasn't going to say, have Spitwit just get word back to the ship, is mentally, and Spitwit will just fly. Spitwit will just be like, ah, and just take off when they start approaching, like he's just like a skittish animal and just flies off. But mentally, just be like, get to the ship, tell Thomas what's going on.
Okay.
And Spitwit will look, Traitor, what the skittish friggin' things.
Roll a deception check for me. With disadvantage.
Could I get? I was gonna say, could I get advantage because Spitwit is really he's hamming it up too, like he's just going.
The disadvantage is coming from the fact that these people know what a wizard's familiar looks like.
All right, fine.
Oh shit.
Well, true, but they also have their own mind, so okay, disadvantage. Okay, there we go. 19 and an 18.
Not bad at all. Yeah, they don't.
Total.
They don't
total.
look. They don't look twice at it. You're not even sure that they registered that you said anything about it. They seem almost completely oblivious that you had something near you and left.
Spitwit still did a raspberry.
So as you guys are going, again, the further you go, the more people seem perplexed by this. And you eventually get to a section of this city that is kind of unique in the rest of the city. For the rest of the city, effectively, how this city is kind of laid out is the first tier is just a bunch of houses that some of them are converted into shops and things like that. But you're basically just surrounded by what look like, just regular old houses. But there is a small there's a small part of the city in the northeastern part that has a lift in the center of it, and then before I say the wrong thing, stupid me, I actually started making the map of this city. And I got the first tier done. I forgot to export it so I could put it into the game so you guys could see it.
Oops.
So you'll have to deal with my description of it.
Okay.
But yeah, you have the lift in the center, and then this kind of row of six very large buildings, which this entire little area is just called the Six. Because
are we still in the first tier? Or are we
yep, you're still first tier.
Okay.
But this particular area, everyone just calls it the Six because of these very large buildings. And one of the buildings is the kind of is the guardhouse prison kind of the thing where all the guards of Abia have to show up for work every day. And so as they bring you in and they start kind of processing you, you get in and there is kind of a very old, very, very old human sitting behind the desk. At first, he doesn't look alive. And guy comes in kind of, hey, wake up. We got news. He kind of, oh, name? He points at Smegwick.
I don't think Smegwick sees any reason to lie, especially considering where we're at. He goes, Smegwick.
Okay. And you see him write down And I say, Smegwick, you probably can read upside down. And you look. The name he puts down, nothing. He writes down Smeller. Nothing near your name. He turns to
Yourmom.
He turns to Araya. Name.
Araya Syed.
He puts a question mark. Turns to Crexy. Name.
Strikes me.
Sexy. Turns to
Not
Reggie.
wrong.
Name.
Reginald.
Snarky. He turns, and at first he doesn't see Owie for a second. Oh, name.
Owie Sparks Gal.
Ouch.
Hey!
Did you used to work as a barista?
The process. And you see him just kind of lean back. Don't know why he hasn't retired yet. All right, you lot, come with me. And he goes, and you guys are put into 5 separate rooms. And eventually, you are all questioned by the same person. And to make this a little bit more fun, I'm going to roll. Because that's what you do in D&D. You roll stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, I roll a 6
I haven't
first.
really rolled anything in the last couple episodes, so.
So, Owie,
Yes.
you are put into this room. The room itself is really bare. It is a square box. There is there's no window in it. There is a table in the center and 2 chairs. And as you're put in there, you only have to wait about 5 minutes before this rather kind of svelte-looking woman comes in. She's wearing a full officer's uniform. Despite very clearly not being a part of the military in anything, the specific outfit she has mimics a military uniform as closely as it can without it becoming illegal imitation. And so you pick up this rather quickly, and you see this woman kind of come in, and she has kind of a large stack of paperwork that she just kind of slaps on the table. And she kind of paces around the room a little bit and turns to you. So, do you know why you're here?
Very likely.
Good! That will make this go quicker. She goes down and she starts rifling through the paper. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, God. Not the best at. Yeah, that's a 5.
5. So she's rifling through it so quick you're not really able to see much. And as soon as she starts kind of seeing your eyes dance towards it, she closes it again. So why don't you tell me exactly what happened?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, I tell her everything. I mean, doesn't really have any reason to lie.
No preamble to nothing.
So I am going to emphasize she hasn't said why you guys are here. So it is entirely up to you, Owie, as to what you tell her you're here for. If you want to talk about the assassination and all that stuff, you can. Or it is just as possible that she could be talking about literally anything else. Like, she literally has said nothing to you thus far.
Oh.
She just said, you know why you're here.
do.
I hate that excuse.
My favorite is Go Full Chunk from Goonies.
Yeah. When I was in the...
And then when I was 7,
we made up this fake... Oh, that is such a good... That is one of my favorite movies. So
and
anyway,
and then I pretended to sound like I was going to throw up.
So, with that, when you say I do, I need you to at least tell me what specifically you want to... What do you want Owie to effectively confess to right now? Because you...
Does it,
Go ahead.
sorry if I'm wrong about this, but does it have anything to do with, our jobs by anonymity?
As you say that word, you see the color in her face drain just a little bit.
Someone didn't tell her.
And then everything's back. Like it is the briefest kind of drop in the facade that she was playing. Of course, that's what I'm talking about. What else would I be talking about? I have forgotten. My pencil is broken. I must get a new one. And she walks out.
Okay, bye.
Minutes
Well,
pass.
I can't envy you.
Yes. 20 minutes pass and nothing. The rest of you have been sitting in the exact same kind of room. It's blank room, no window, single table. There's one or two, depending on the room that you're in, sconces on the wall giving some light.
Is anyone in the room with us?
No, you guys are alone.
I'm laying on the table.
Oh my god.
Reggie, still playing like the whole old man part, has fallen asleep in his chair. just open mouth, just.
A little bit of drool coming out.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
mumbling every now and again.
As you are, as you're sitting about half an hour, 45 minutes after you've been there, suddenly a woman comes in looking very svelte, wearing a uniform that, again, mimics a military uniform, but is obviously not. So, it seems we have a problem, don't we?
Certainly not your outfit. You look fantastic.
And you see just the slightest hint of a smile that she immediately covers. Don't try to flatter me. It will have no effect on what happens to you next.
Oh, but it's not flattery if it's the truth.
Oh, they're good.
Tell me, do you know why you are here?
It's here to see you, obviously.
Gotta go.
She stops mid-sentence, like she had a response and she stopped. I will not permit you to do this anymore. I'm here to do a job, and you are going to help me do it, or I swear to you by all the gods, you will rot in this cell for the rest of your days. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Good.
What's our job?
She's not laughing. I am. Take a inspiration. Take a legend point. We don't have them. She turns to you. If I say the word anonymity, does that mean anything to you?
I've heard it around. It might be familiar. Why? Tell me.
I am not here to answer your questions. You are here to answer mine.
Oh.
Checks.
You picked the wrong cell.
I'm just... Every time I look at checks,
Yeah.
it is so hard to keep a straight face. I'm sorry.
Kind of the point.
We know you are somehow connected with the murder, the brutalization of those people a few days ago. I just need to know exactly how involved you were, or perhaps anyone else might have been.
Which one are you talking about? Because I've seen a whole lot of them while we've been here.
Don't play coy with me, boy.
Oh, I'm probably older than you, dear.
Nevertheless,
No, I don't like older women. How old are you?
nevertheless, you will tell me what I need to know. You have no way out of this. There are guards surrounding this building, and they all know that you are here. You're not going to be able to fight your way out, and your little friends are not going to break you out. So just tell me everything.
It's not so bad here. I've been in worse. Have you ever tried living in a farm? Don't recommend it.
Stop your incessant chattering and tell me,
I answered
why
your
did you
question.
kill them?
Why did I kill who?
The men. And she go and you see her kind of open up this huge pile of paperwork. I'll have you go ahead and roll a perception check on there as well.
All right. $19.
There's nothing on this paperwork. The first page has writing on it. The rest of it is just either scribbles and things like that to make it look like things are there, or just blank pages. And so she flips through it and closes it really quickly when she sees that you're looking. Boff. Is that who names their child? Yes! There's a Boff and I don't know. And she shows you a list of 4 names that look mostly like nonsense. Like one of them is Barf. One of them.
I just saw that it was above the picture of the cloud and the flower.
One of them is one of them is the fantasy equivalent of Mike Roch. I mean the names are obviously fake. And painfully so. And you can see it kind of dawning on her that these aren't their real names.
Looks
as
like a
she's
Mad
talking
Lib
to you.
page.
Bueller.
They fell from
Oh, that's terrible.
the 6th tier to the 1st. We could only... A family member came and identified them. Incorrectly, it
brutal.
looks like.
Brutal.
Are you telling me you had nothing to do with this? Because your friends don't seem to be saying that. Your friends have already told me everything. I know everything.
Oh. Did they actually say they were my friend?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you're not involved with these people? We saw you eating with them.
We're getting there. We're casual acquaintances for now. It'll take at least another dinner or 2.
Tell me what I need to know. As I said, I've already gotten it from the rest of your friends. However, to complete my report, I must get every person's account of this. And if you make this go longer, I will simply just start adding time to your sentence. Do yourself a favor and just
give
tell
you
me
data
everything.
to write on those blank pages?
My pencil is broken. And she walks out.
There's a big jar of pencil on the outside of the cell.
Yeah.
I said, wait, there isn't. She's running out of them. There's a jar of broken pencils.
Were all of them from dealing with her eye?
We can tell by who she's talking to. The audience can, because the pencil's getting smaller.
Reggie, it has now been well over an hour.
I am still sleeping.
Now, my question for you, are you actually sleeping or are you pretending to sleep?
It started to
Both.
be pretend, but then Reggie actually did fall asleep.
Okay. So
And
you
it's,
don't...
and it's
Wait,
still like the
wait.
old guy just...
Wait, sorry, this is, I know this might be medical. Can you fall asleep?
Yeah, anyone can fall asleep. If
Well, no,
you
I just
can't,
thought, like, if you're, if I don't know if that works for half elves or.
It can. Trust
they don't
me, it can.
require sleep. It doesn't mean that they can't sleep. They just don't. They don't require it. They and to be perfectly honest, their trance isn't that different from sleep, anyways.
See, fine, you can semantically say.
But for Reggie, yes, he actually did fall asleep while pretending to be asleep.
So, you are having a relatively pleasant dream, and suddenly there is this really loud bang, and it's loud enough that you fall out of your chair as you wake up. Quite comfortable, are we?
See here, like, what? I must protest this brazen behavior. What? Why would I be brought into this establishment?
Listen, I've already spoken to all of your friends. They have told me everything. However, due to your excessive age, I felt it was only appropriate to allow you to tell me your side of the story. Perhaps, if I like what I hear, I can get you a reduction of sentence.
Reduction of sentence? On what other charges? Why would I be brought in with these brazen barbarians?
Oh, don't tell me you don't know what you're here for. Again, all of your friends have already confessed. Just...
Confess to what?
The men that died from falling from tier 6.
Men have died?
Go ahead and roll me a deception check with advantage.
Okay.
Because at this point, with you literally falling asleep and falling off the chair, you have enough to back up. I just met these people. They offered me food.
Okay, so with advantage,
28.
with a modifier of plus 10, that's 28.
Cool. So you fail.
You fail.
Are you telling me you had nothing to do with their murder?
Whose murder? There was a murder? What happened?
Of course there was a murder.
This?
Everyone was talking about it. People from tier 6 fell to tier 1. They splattered. We couldn't identify the bodies. Some strange person came in and said, oh, these are their names. Then they gave me false names. Do you know what names they gave me? Barf, Mike Roch. Do you know what that means?
Oh, that's such a vulgar display of naming. Who in their right mind would name their child that?
That's
Wait a
what
minute.
I am saying. I was insulted when I... And then you see her kind of compose herself. So you're telling me that the crimes that the rest of them have already confessed to, you were not involved? All right, what is your relationship with these other people? You were eating with them. We saw you.
Oh, they were merely helping me recover something that I had lost earlier this morning. They were quite helpful, so I decided to treat them to a very nice meal. When the meal was over, we all left, and now all of a sudden we're put in chains. And if it's something that all of these barbarians did, I want no part of it.
What did you lose that they helped you to find?
And at this point, I would like to point out that while Reggie is under his disguised self and he's wearing all of his much more gaudish outfit, he's still wearing that water plane pendant that he got from that floating merchant ship from like many sessions ago. He pulls it out and it goes like, oh, a brazen thief stole my pendant right off of my neck. It is a memento from my dearly departed wife, and these people were kind enough to get it back for me.
When she hears you say brazen thief, you see her kind of perk up. Really? Do you have a description of them? And she takes out, and at this point she opens up and you don't even have to look because she's not hiding that. She just takes a blank piece of paper out, slams it. Do you have a description of him? We could catch the fiend.
Oh, yes, of course. I could never forget a face like his.
And Reggie is going to describe not the Aasimar, but the other guy that they had the dinner meeting with.
The Elegran?
Yeah, the Eladrin guy.
Eladrin.
So she takes the description.
Rude.
Honestly, he doesn't have any specific
Again-
reason. That was just like the first face that came to mind.
You watch the blood drain from her face for a second.
It-
Shh, my pencil is broken. She walks out.
I'm going to ask.
Wait,
I'm gonna
where are
ask
you
a-
going?
I'm going to ask a question that I do not want an answer to, but I have to ask this because I'm going to Jody, to seal your term. Did he just pee on the ignition?
Oh no, not at all. No. You guys will find out later.
Time on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z, or
We love you, Kyle.
my personal favorite. Next time on Power Rangers. Crexy, choose even or odd.
Even.
Smegwick.
No.
Whoops.
Almost 2 hours have passed.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
No one
The
has been in
entire-
this room for 2 hours.
Smegwick has made it a point of just sitting calmly and just sitting at the table. Fingers steepled like this.
Door flies open. The woman in front of you looks like at one point she was very sveltly dressed. Now there's some hairs out of place. Her collar has been loosened a bit. She comes in with this large stack of papers, slams it on the desk. You people make me sick.
Did you just get done talking to Reggie?
You
Take
don't know him.
inspiration. As a courtesy, despite the fact that I already have everything that I need, as a courtesy to you, I will allow you to explain to me the entire situation from the beginning. And if you give me everything, and she leans over the desk and gets really close to you, everything, perhaps I will not suggest the death penalty for what you have done. So start at the beginning.
Well, some people theorize first there were dinosaurs, and then like he just starts off with a
Stop! You know why you're here.
Too
Every
bad.
one of your allies has known exactly why they were here. So don't give me this bullshit. Start with, why did you kill them?
Well, just to stipulate, are you talking about this happened here or this happened with the other locations? Truth be told, we have actually killed a lot of people in self-defense, but you know.
Really? And now you watch as she opens it up, and again, full of blank pages, pulls out 3 or 4. Let's start with who was the first person that you killed?
Oh, let's see. It was a cultist. They tried to, basically.
For
they
the
tried
love
to
of the
mind-
gods!
What? You asked.
There
I
are
told you.
men. They are dead. They fell
Yes,
from
some of
tier
them are men.
6.
Some of the cultists were men.
They fell to tier 1. They splattered on the ground. He was really ugly. No one could
You
identify
walked
him.
by that. Holy crap!
No,
that's what that
you
was. I
killed
thought someone
them.
spilled a pizza.
You killed them. I know it was you. We have you positively identified. We have witnesses. They saw you.
They saw us. That'd be a hell of a trick. How they see us? Cause we.
Are you telling me you had nothing to do with these deaths? And now she's going through like the 3 pages of actual notes she has. That anonymity was not involved at all.
I mean, there's a lot of people that were talking about anonymity and misdirection, and they were talking about, oh, that's like, oh, yeah, I heard it was anonymity. Like, oh, this person I heard was like they got on the wrong side of misdirection. Oh, I wonder what happens here. Oh, well, just another Wednesday in a beer.
Go ahead and roll a deception check with advantage.
Would that be deception?
It's deception because there's just enough truth in there, but
I mean,
both
it's
know
a
I'm
good
contrary.
lie, but
Yeah.
it's a lie.
That's true.
Advantage.
Come
To be perfectly honest, people generally won't say the word anonymity in a beer.
She did, so that's the only reason why I'm bringing
Yeah.
up both sides.
Yeah.
Come on, we've been having good luck so far.
It's
6.
what did you get?
22.
22. Okay.
22 deception.
My pencil broke. She walks out.
There's
I have
no
a pen.
pencil left.
I have a pen.
Slams the door.
Quality ink.
Crexney, it has been an
I'm
2.5
still laying on the table.
hours.
Dangling my feet at this point.
Finally, the door opens. You see as she comes in and she's about to slam the papers on the table and you're in the way. And she doesn't know. Like, you could see in her face, she's like you've just interrupted the program and it hasn't recompiled yet. And so she's kind of just stuck.
You've caused a glitch in the matrix.
Will you get off this table?
She's buffering.
Just gonna scoot, like just slide down, like
Rerouting.
all the way.
She
until I
walks
get off the
back.
table.
She walks back to the door, comes back, slams it down. She seems rather proud of
Well,
herself.
that was dramatic.
Listen,
I'm all ears.
Don't tell that to her hair and gone.
Yeah, don't tell that to the bunny
screw
girl.
you.
That's racist!
Take your inspiration. She looks at you and you can see in her head she's doing a facepalm. I have talked to every one of your friends. They have all lied through their teeth. I'm tired of this.
This fucking laugh.
If I cannot get a true answer out of at least one of you, I'm going to just arrest you all. For whatever I decide feels right. So you, and she sits down and you can see like her shoulders are slumped. She just looks at you. Tell me,
Yes.
why did you kill the men
The
that
fish?
you splatted?
Oh. What? The what?
They fell from the 6th tier to the 1st tier. They
What?
splatted. We couldn't identify them. Strange Aladrin came in, identified them, and then said that he saw
What?
you pushing them off of a balcony in the 6th tier.
What?
Confess, for the love of all that is
Confess
divine
to
and holy, just
what?
tell me. We have a witness. He saw you do it.
Oh. Well,
Stop
didn't do
lying
anything.
to me. Please, stop lying.
literally. I didn't
She's
do
like, I just
anything.
bought lawn furniture.
Tell the truth.
I didn't do anything.
I can
What's
fix
wrong?
this.
Fix what? I can fix a lot of things too.
Oh no.
She puts her finger in your face, but she is so exhausted, she's pointing to the side of your head instead of at you.
I'm gonna move her hand like this.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. My pleasure.
Is she getting that? Is she getting that Dreyfus twitch?
I'm
you
going to
having
bring
a
the
rough day?
witness in, and he's going to identify every one of you.
Okay.
Fine!
Psh, can I-
My pencil broke!
It's
would've
just
got
a
a
nub. It's
pencil.
just a
Totally just-
nub at this point.
Covered my monitor in spit. Just big, like, Gross sauce level of... You try! Owie.
Yes.
Hours have passed. No one has come into the room this entire time. You've heard some yelling from the other rooms because these rooms are not soundproof. And she was yelling enough that you heard a little bit of that. And eventually you see the door kind of open again. No longer ching, ching. Now it's she comes in. Now she only has a few papers with her. She puts them down very carefully. She sits down. So, and she's completely disheveled at this point. the woman that you saw, you almost did not recognize her because she went from this very svelte, put together person to her hair is everywhere. Her collar is super far down. Her sleeves are rolled up at different places. Her actual uniform coat is completely open. She had a belt that was keeping it shut. You don't know where the belt is. It's not hanging on her anymore.
Are you okay, miss?
She just points at you. None of that from you. All right? All of your friends are fucking liars. You should be ashamed of the company that you keep.
Oh, at least they're very loyal. Well, most of them anyway.
You seem to be the only one that hasn't lied to me. So we'll start at the beginning.
Yes. I
And she leans in really, really close. Did you really work for Anemone? And she seems genuinely afraid of the answer at this point.
I'm afraid to say yes.
And she kind of recedes back into her chair. She makes a couple of notes. Her hand is shaking as she writes.
That's a pencil left?
Pencil.
Oh, every time
because
she's
you
coming
barely
to I don't know why I didn't mention this, but every time she's come into the room, she's brought a new pencil.
There.
There is now a jar that used to be full of pencils that is now full of bits of pencil.
Oh dear.
I just imagine her going back to her desk every time, just going, God damn it, just going to the next one.
And so she's writing this. And, well, I have a witness. I do. I can't find him anymore. But he said he saw you.
Could you give me the name of that witness?
And she kind of looks at you. No! This is not how this works! You confess to the crime. I don't tell you who fingered you. How stupid do you think I am? I mean, yes, I did just paint a target on myself with the Guild of Assassins, so I can't be that smart, but... And now I can't find my witness, and all your friends are lying to me, and I swallowed a bug.
Are you okay?
She's just kind of heaving in her chair. I broke my pencil! And she just walks out.
Oh, I did. Did I do that?
Hours pass. It is well past dinner time at this point.
Reggie has fallen asleep again.
I'm going up and down whatever bars are there.
With the pencil that she left behind. The half pencil.
Half the broken pencil.
You,
So do I just
you
release
started
myself in the
scribbling
corner or
nonsense on the
what?
walls.
I'm dying.
It's my masterpiece.
barely
No one
audible,
touch it.
Josh.
It's my masterpiece.
Someone coming in with a bucket?
They're all mutant turtles and they're named after Renaissance painters.
Yeah. Squirtle power.
Their leader is a rat. They all know kung fu. So hours upon hours have passed, and eventually,
I have a
Smegwick.
question.
Sure.
At any time, do I get any reception from Spitwit coming back from the ship?
Good question. He has to be within 100 feet, right?
Yes. Oh, yes, it should be. It should be 100 feet. Let me actually make absolutely sure. because it's the telepathy side. I don't know if it's necessarily on the.
I mean, at this point, he's not going to be able to make it into the guardhouse. So the only way he'd be able to communicate with you is with the telepathy. So I'm going to say probably after hour like 3-ish.
It does say within 100 feet communicating telepathy as well.
Yeah.
100 feet.
So after about the third hour, you eventually get something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you. You get a picture, but it seems like nonsense. Like you don't even get a clear picture. You don't get a clear emotion. It feels like telepathic gobbledygook. And you would be familiar enough with Smegwick to know he is trying to talk to you and is just in a state of excitement enough that he can't formulate quote-unquote words.
Telepathically going, just like he's looking, like telepathically, calm down. You know what happens? You hyperventilate. Take a breath.
Eventually, you get the image
at a time
of the pin that you got from Anonymity, covered in blood.
Oh.
Now, Smegwick, these guys haven't put their hands on him at all, right? They haven't like manhandled anyone.
Nope. Other than when they were putting the shackles on you, they have not touched you.
He doesn't even look at it. He doesn't even look where his might be. He's just like, someone handed him off. He's just thinking this all to himself. Makes sense. I'm sure sooner or later they would have collected one.
And then just as quickly, you are cut off from Smedwick. Oh.
Spitwit?
Let's do it this way. What is Spitwick's armor class?
See here. The extras. That's where it is. And if it matters at all, he has a perception of +3. His AC is 13.
Yeah. Right after you get that image, Spitwick,
I get the sense he was dropped to 0.
dies. Yeah. He blips out.
Do I know what took him out, or is it just it was too quick?
It happened. You're relatively certain he didn't know what happened. What took him out.
That his demeanor.
So hours pass after that, and eventually Smegwick. Something seems wrong to you, other than the fact that obviously someone just tried to kill your pet. Or your familiar, and as you look at the door at the edge of the room, because you guys aren't in technically cells, you're just in rooms. You notice the door itself is kind of swinging on its hinge, indicating that it's not closed.
Oh, he gets up out of his chair.
Okay.
And he takes a step back, mage hand, shoves the door open.
The first thing that you smell is the smell of iron in the air. That you instantly identify as blood. And as you kind of come out...
He will stick his head out at that point.
You see corpses. Not just dead, but eviscerated. You can see entrails from some of them coming out. Like these people were effectively brutalized before they died.
Oh, fuck.
And there's blood all over the ground.
Shit.
And as far as you can tell, there is not a living soul anywhere near you. But you're in a hallway with 6 rooms, or 6 doors on the side, and then a door at the end that you guys haven't been through. And then at the opposite end, it opens up into kind of the staging waiting area. And that place is just a bloodbath. You're muted.
First off, Smegwick will go, fuck! And then the second thing he will he's trying to avoid, if there's any way he can avoid the blood, even if it's just like him walking along the wall, he's just like, oh, fuck.
I mean, with enough effort, you can avoid stepping in the blood, but it's annoying. Let's say there's enough of it there that it's annoying.
Even if it's like if he has to avoid it, or if he can be at the door, just like the first door he finds, like whoever I find first, if I do, if it's one of them.
Reggie, you hear someone knocking on your door, which is strange because no one has knocked on these doors yet.
Come in.
Come out.
Oh,
I try to open the door. Does the door open?
Door is unlocked, or the door doesn't lock from. The door is locked on the inside, not on the outside. So you can open it, but he wouldn't be able to open it from his side.
Okay, so I can open it.
Yep.
Okay, open it up.
Smegwick. Wait, what happened? Wait, how'd you get out?
Good news. I think we're free to go. Bad news. And he just points out. You can't see him. He just points the door frame. He just points out. He goes over and he goes to the next room. I'm guessing when we were taken into custody, maybe I saw them go into the rooms, or did we not see? I'm guessing we were like all next to one.
Effectively, you would have seen which rooms because you all got put into your rooms right about the same time.
Yeah.
So, Crexney, you would be next. As he goes, do you knock or you just go in this time? Smack.
If I know what they are, I'm just gonna open up the next door.
So you open it up, and Crexney again. You, as the door opens, you are hit with this wave of kind of rotted blood smell coming out.
Megwig.
I love that you think that was me. When you come out here, hold on to that sense of humor. I hope you have a strong stomach. And he goes to the next one.
Okay, that is Arai.
Leaves it locked, walks away.
I think he just is like.
He's just like.
Goes to the next one.
So, sorry, what do you do with Arai's room?
Nothing.
You
He goes to the next one.
Right, so Arai, again, when it opens up, Arai, you smell the very noticeable scent of death.
But just by process of elimination. Hey, kid.
So, Aoi, again, you see Smegwick, and you smell blood.
We just got set up even worse. Come on.
Uh-oh.
Pupper. Sorry, that is involuntary at this point. I see a pupper, I gotta say something.
Doggy? Aww.
If anyone is ever wondering why I'm just going pupper, it's because I've seen one somewhere.
Pepper is not as calm as he appears on screen.
Obviously, we know we've been set up. This just got a hell of a lot worse as a setup because this was taken out, but we were not taken out.
Maybe they saved us.
Arai is going to get himself with the group, open the door.
Okay.
If it's unlocked.
Reggie's coming out as well, and at the same time as his coming out, he's like removing all of the prosthetics and the wig, and he's back to his like normal self. He's still wearing the same Colonel Sanders clothes.
Little bits of spirit gum on him.
Little bits of spirit gum. There's still some white in his hair, but he's back to his normal Zac Efron looking half elf self.
Oh, come here, let me help.
Is that? Oh, thank you.
Okay, good news. We're out. Bad news. We have royally been fucked over. Worse news. The ship still has to be wrapped up on repairs if there still is a ship and if they're still working on it.
And then
Worse news. Someone took out Spitwood.
What, again?
Yes, again.
Again?
Oh dear.
He's a familiar. Come on.
Yeah, but he's still one of us.
All right. Let's sell this.
Pisses me off every time.
All right. Do you still have your components to be able to bring them back?
This time I actually spit on my screen there. Yeah, I got components. The shit ain't cheap.
All right. Well, then, one step at a time. First step, let's get out of here. Second step, get back to the ship. Third step, see if they can speed up those maintenance requests of ours.
They still have to get the other half.
Well, okay, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Let's go.
I'm saying that's their incentive.
Mm.
So
Now,
are-
as we're going through, is there any more? Well, I guess first off, you did say that they were like eviscerated, shredded, all of that. Just the bodies, or was like the whole, like the room and the hallway? Is it like just carved into shit? Is it
The room itself hasn't been, like, the building itself hasn't been damaged, but there's blood everywhere on the walls, on the ceiling, on the tables, like
the entire precinct?
yes.
Do we
Pencils
see?
everywhere.
Is the
Pencils.
guy who checked us in at the desk still sleeping?
Yes.
Yes.
Parts of him are.
Oh, I tell the truth, and this is what gets me.
Do we see the
Kid,
interrogator?
this all happened while we
Are
were
they
being
also
interrogated.
part of that?
Oh, really? Oh boy.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry.
The
That's fine.
interrogator is she somewhere in this mess identifiable?
That will take an investigation check.
Well, then
Okay.
it couldn't have happened while we were being investigated if she was going room to room.
10.
Well, it depends when they did it, because we were left alone for a while.
Yeah,
after
the last person that was talked to, there was about 4 hours between the last time any of you were spoken to and you guys coming out now. So it's
Okay.
you guys have been in there for almost 8 hours.
Could I try investigation?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, that's one as well too.
Yeah.
Arai, as you try and kind of identify
Yes.
22.
22, okay? Smegwick?
9.
9, okay.
4.
So, for the rest of you, as you're trying to look through, identifying bodies from bits and pieces of various
That's
bodies
gross.
is not a pleasant experience. And none of you really have a background that would give you a huge advantage in doing this. So as you're doing this, you're really not having any luck. Aoi, on the other hand, you're not particularly happy to be doing it, but your ability, just from being in school as long as you were, to kind of look and find the most useful information on like a page of text or something, you are able to find you find her head, and it's very obviously her. So she was apparently a part of this.
Oh dear.
Well, let's get out of here.
No.
Agreed.
So as you guys step outside, again, at this point, it's pretty late in the night. You're getting a little bit past twilight. It's getting dark. As you step outside, a more gruesome scene awaits you. As you walk outside, you can see kind of bodies laying in the street. You do not see a single soul alive out here.
We never heard a single thing. We never heard a single scream, yelp.
Well, and that's the other thing that's unique about this. You guys did hear her getting upset with people in other rooms, so you know the rooms were not soundproof.
Oh, we
You
heard a
heard
lot of doors
nothing.
slamming.
I think they're extremely good at their job, or something's going on.
Someone knows silence at the very least.
Oh yeah.
Now, are now all the people that are dead outside? Are they also? Are we like
Guards, or-
outside proper, or are we
Or
like?
You
still
are,
in the six.
You are physically outside of the building. You're in the 6 effectively. So one of the buildings is the guardhouse. The other 6 buildings that are here are not. And the people that you see outside are civilians.
Oh,
And dead.
shit.
And
Oh dear.
in similar situations to what you saw in the precinct. Now, one thing you do notice is there's not a lot of people there. As far as you can tell, in the area around the 6th, you see maybe 2 dozen, maybe 3 dozen, enough parts to make 2 to 3 dozen people.
It's still
So-
a lot.
And we're walking, and we're walking.
Just a brisk, swift moving space right here.
Allie is feeling more and more guilty.
Where you are currently in the city, you're easily about an hour to an hour and a half away from the hidden dock where the ship is. And if you'd like to use kind of side streets and back roads, you can effectively double that time.
Smegwick would highly advise not taking a beeline straight to the ship. He would go like circuitous route, because like we should. They obviously know where we are, but I don't know what's going on here, so we need to be careful. It's just the same. Do we keep seeing bodies
as we walk
going?
in the
You guys
alleyway?
haven't left yet the immediate area
Six.
of the six. So, once you tell me how you want to get there, if you want to use,
Is there only one way in and one way out of these 6 buildings, or are they kind of just
no, it's
open buildings? Okay.
Basically, I'm gonna here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna see if I can screen share the map for you guys, just so you can get a little bit better idea.
Can you show stream too, or just us? Or are you gonna see? I'm guessing.
Normally I would put it into Roll20, but I don't have the thing open, so. No, I just want you full screen. Okay, let me how do I do this? There's a way to do this. There we go, screen share. I want this one. Okay, so you guys see? So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So this here is the guardhouse, and I understand the people at home can't see this. I promise I'll go back to describing things. So this is the guardhouse.
Just FYI, currently we are all black screens on the stream.
I'm aware of that. We'll fix that in a second. But you guys can see the map, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the guardhouse. This is the 6 right here. This here is a is the lift. And the hidden dock. This is Incarnate, by the way. It's really great. The hidden dock is here.
Okay.
Oh, I figured we were on the edge of this. Okay.
Yeah, you guys went through some weird channels to get there, but yeah, you're remarkable. Or no, sorry, you're here. So right in here, but you're far enough in to the city. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. There we go, and that should mean everything's back to normal. Cool.
Okay. Well, it looks like a regular route's already circuitous enough.
Like I said, I meant to have this printed off or exported so you guys could see it in Roll20, but I just forgot to get it done today. So, yeah, if you guys want to kind of use back alleys and stuff like that, I will need someone to lead the party with a survival check. Otherwise, if you want to take main roads, you can do that too, and they'll be faster. But they're also
I have
main
bad
roads.
survival.
So.
Yeah, so is Zoe.
Anyone want to
19.
do it? If you want to use a
Ali
different
or Arai got 19.
19,
for
okay,
survival.
cool.
Yeah.
So Arai, you having grown up
Bless you.
in effect one of the largest cities in the elemental planes, to be perfectly honest, you are really kind of tuned in to how like cities work and kind of their feel to them, and so you effectively kind of feel your way through the city, going through back alleys, turning around when you find a situation that you don't think is great. It takes you guys about 10 minutes to start getting to a point where you actually start seeing people, but they're
Alive?
extremely sparse. Like even compared to normally this time of night, the cities are the streets are fairly barren. But you're not finding bodies anymore. The bodies seem to be mostly just in the 6.
Okay.
So you guys are, again, it takes you the better part of 2 hours, and you have a few close calls, but Arai is able to kind of stop you guys before you like walk out in front of a bunch of guards that seem to be going somewhere with purpose, or walking into an illicit deal that would not want witnesses.
Okay.
And you guys eventually make it back to your ship, where you were immediately greeted by Thomas, who goes, "What the hell did you guys do?"
What happened? I'm guessing. Okay, so Spitty got to you.
Yeah,
What was going on?
So these people showed up, and there was
On the ship.
Yes, and he gets all of you guys, and he kind of shoves you below deck.
Are the Kenku working?
I mean, they went home about an hour ago.
Another shift. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, they kept saying upgrades and trust the birds. Really annoying. So, they should be dead. And so should I.
Why do you say that?
Because this dude showed up.
What did he look like?
That's a fantastic question. And if I ever find out, I'll let you know. I didn't see him as much as I knew him. He was all robes. And he had 2 kind of real curved sickles, I guess. And he came into the ship. And he looked over your stuff. He turns to Reggie. He looked over your stuff, tossed your bunk and everything like that.
Hey, what?
He went looking for everyone. By the way, I was bleeding Kenku. Brilliant. Because, I think he's better to show than he is to tell. And he kind of brings you guys all the way below deck as you go past where Reggie's room was. Your cot is in tatters.
Reggie is already rushing over. He doesn't care about the cot, but he's caring about like some specific things that he doesn't want exactly to be seen.
As you get over there, you notice it doesn't look like anything was taken. It looks like things were damaged. Someone came through that wasn't trying to take things, they were trying to break things.
What in the hell?
So the rest of you, he takes you into the kitchen, which isn't used a ton on the ship because most of you guys just don't tend to cook a lot for yourselves. But you guys do actually have a full functioning kitchen on there. And he goes to the port side near one of the prep tables, and he just kind of pushes on one of the planks of wood there, and it moves. And then so does he, and he's not there anymore. And then you see a disembodied arm just kind of reach through, and
Meg just looks at the group and just goes, upgrades.
Just the birds.
Trust the birds, I guess.
so as you guys get in there, the first thing that you notice is the space that you're in is very cramped for 5 people. For 6 people, including Thomas. You guys are all in there, and you're basically standing on each other. But you seem to have an extra dimensional space that has been added here that seems relatively undetectable.
Nice.
Good upgrade.
It's a tiny extra dimensional space.
Yeah, roughly about 10 feet by 10 feet. So, they added this. Did you pay for this? It's, I mean, it was useful. You didn't seem to notice it was here. But
unless this was here before we died. Reggie, did you know about anything like this?
I didn't know anything about this.
He was here before I was.
whatever it is, it's nice. So we stayed near for a little bit. He went and he did some stuff to the ship. He left. He's not a nice person. And he never said anything. It didn't make a sound the entire time he was here. Nothing he did made a sound. Like he
No
cut
face,
and he
you couldn't
broke
see him,
things.
just all robes.
He was Roby.
Roby.
Very like even if you looked in, there was just more robes.
Yeah, would there
Moon Knight.
would
There
there
There wasn't a sound.
Nothing. His footsteps made no sound. He broke shit. I watched him break it. Not a sound.
yeah, it sounds like some sort of Grim Reaper.
It's possible. Who the hell did you piss off?
At this point,
Apparently.
Nobody.
Oh.
Reggie.
Oh, this one was not me this time.
The rest of you, if you check your rooms, you notice your rooms have kind of had the same things happen that Reggie's did. Someone came in and broke stuff. Yeah, your furniture. Apparently, the giant hole in it wasn't quite enough. Now the seat cushions are cut.
Oh, I'm gonna fall to the ground and be like, no.
Hogan tries to console you. Kind of nuzzles your head.
No.
Smegwick will go through his, like, most of his possessions, like, there's what he had in there, like, his setup, but aside from that, it looks messed up, I'm sure. How are we, because I'm just like, how is our strongbox cabin situation?
You mean in the captain's quarters?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't think any of you have been in the captain's quarters in a while, have you?
Well, for, like, some odd business here and there, I think, but yeah, it was sparse.
If you go into the captain's quarters, it is a really strong, musty, moldy smell to it. But you don't see any damage to it at all.
So it's untouched?
Yep.
It's like they knew. Or someone hadn't been in a while.
Rai goes to his room and looks around. Oh, so this is mine now?
So what do y'all want to do?
How much longer until the Kenku are done with the upgrades?
The official timetable, I think you guys have a day left.
And you said last time there's nothing that I can do to
Yeah, the
work on it. Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do to speed them up. The work that they're doing is different enough that you just didn't do it. They're effectively making illegal modifications. So
His wording was, what they're doing doesn't make sense to you, is what I recall him saying.
Yeah.
After seeing the mini hardest panic room,
Oh, well. I don't know who we pissed off or why.
well, there's at least two different categories we definitely...
Yeah.
Could have pissed off.
You
But
could
for
put
the
on notice by
underground
some-
factions here.
Also, kid, you looked incredibly... You know we didn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
This wasn't us. This wasn't our fault.
No. I guess not.
But it doesn't make sense, like, who was our little Roby friend working on behalf of?
Mm.
It could have been... It couldn't have been misdirection.
Or could it?
Because we were framed, right? That was the whole setup. I think we're all on the same page on that, right?
Is
And this
Reggie
is-
on his own? Or are you with the group, Reggie?
I took a moment to like investigate my room, but now I'm back with the group.
All right. I'm
So-
gonna try and pull Reggie off to the side for a minute.
okay.
Dear.
Gee.
And I'm going to talk to you in Elvish and just ask What did you say at dinner?
Reggie responds in Elvish, and he simply goes, I gave misdirection what they were wanting. Doesn't necessarily mean if it was true at the time, but it's what they wanted. And I made sure to stress that who we met may not necessarily be what they look like anymore, considering that this is anonymity that we're dealing with.
Arai's gonna look around a little bit and then switch to Sylvan and say something that I know that Reggie can't understand.
Smegwick here. What do you say?
Oh, really? A bird told me to take you out. What did you say?
What I just heard you. Did you direct that to us, or did you just you said?
I'm
that
still
Are
talking
you
to
close
Reggie.
enough for us to hear?
I'll
I've
say
sort of walked you away a little bit.
for
'Cause I
because she was trying
I
to
would
be
understand
not
you.
only was she trying to be a little bit secretive, but you guys also are kind of absorbed in your own conversation.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
I'll say
I would say I definitely know, but I didn't make it a point of like trying to eavesdrop.
Smegwick, what is your passive insight?
Oh, passive insight. Passive insight 12.
12. I'd say you probably would be absorbed enough in the conversation you're having with Crexy and Owie, where you guys are trying to come up with a plan for what you're going to do, that you wouldn't have noticed them moving far enough away, and Arai would have been speaking low enough that only her and Reggie would have been able to hear it. So I would say you probably wouldn't have. You might have noticed someone speaking Sylvan nearby, but it wouldn't be aware enough for you to have picked it up as something that you need to listen to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it's like, I hear someone speaking Russian, but I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that dialect.
Not that it would have mattered. I mean, if Arai's directing this to Reggie, Reggie doesn't know Sylvan.
So
Arai doesn't know that.
So Arai, you say that in Sylvan, and Reggie. Well, I'll leave this to you, Reggie. Reggie, because of your background, this is probably not the first time somebody has spoken to you in a language that you don't recognize. And I believe you are you trained in deception or no?
Yes, actually, it's one of my highest skills.
So,
So
recognizing that she spoke to you first in a language you did recognize and now in a language you don't, I will let you decide if you want to kind of react as if you don't recognize it, or if you want to try and fake understanding what she said.
Oh man,
Dun,
choices,
dun,
choices.
dun, dun, dun.
Reggie, being Reggie, he is going to pretend that he understands, but he's going to respond in a way that is very open-ended and neutral.
Okay.
Where he's basically going to turn around inside, just going, and then just say in common, "We are in a pickle."
Okay, go ahead and roll me a deception check. And Arai, I'm going to have you roll an insight check. This will be a contested check.
27.
Yeah, no, 9.
Okay. So, Arai, it seems that he understood exactly what you said and responded in common to it. Loud enough that the rest of the group would, now you all would kind of be aware that some conversation has happened because Reggie has declared that we're all in trouble.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I think
You don't say.
Oh, don't mind me.
Alright.
Don't mind me. I'm thinking out loud.
Arai is going to mutter, I don't think death is called a pickle in Sylvan.
Death.
What was that?
Crexy, do you speak Sylvan?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sylvan and Elvish.
But that sounds so weird. Even Smegwis is like, he's just like, he looks confused. So, eh?
So really, the only people that can't understand are Aoi and Reggie.
Yeah, I would just catch her head very adorably.
Yeah, but with how Reggie responded, he's actually intentionally not gonna try and bring attention to him and Arai's little private conversation. He actually is gonna cover for this.
Redirect the conversation.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I would say, what was it, 27? I would say
Yeah.
relatively good at redirecting the conversation. So, what do you all want to do?
Okay, first things first, we might as well clean up. There's not really a whole hell of a lot you can do in a ship that's dry docked.
How long does it take you to revive Spitwig?
It's gonna take me an hour.
Reggie is gonna go back down to the cargo hold, to his little corner of it, and just start reholstering his hammock, making sure that his that all of his private things are tucked away again.
Anything that's shredded or torn, maybe I can mend. Maybe
the hammock itself is shredded to the point where without a mending spell, it's useless.
Ah! All right,
mend.
All right, I think I could use one.
After I summon Spit.
Yeah, take your time.
So
It's
correct
an hour.
me.
It's gonna take time.
You responded aloud with you heard it and you responded with death, didn't you? The muttering.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All I said was death.
But you were looking at us when you said it.
I was looking at you.
Okay. Good.
You said the thing and the thing.
Yeah. And she responded back in like. All right, so I'm gonna have Araya go up to Crexney and perhaps follow, depending on where you're going.
I'm gonna go start cleaning my supreme gun that I took from the just in case someone comes.
Just in case gun.
Unless I need some new furniture.
We got 4 of those.
Just in case
Yeah.
guns.
Crexy is polishing all 4 of them and trying
All
to figure out
4.
how to dual wield them.
New class.
The
Pew pew.
supreme mega crossbow guns.
She's
Pew, pew, pew,
currently
pew.
trying to figure out how to shoulder mount the other 2.
Make yourself look like a Blastoise.
Attach it to my dress that I made.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
Aoi has just, or not Aoi, sorry, Crexy has just switched subclasses from Battlesmith to Armorer.
Worst.
I approve this message.
So yeah, Crexy, you would notice that, because the ship's not massive, you would notice Arai kind of following you. When you get to your room, do you go into your room with her following, or him following you, or do you stop and go, hey, why are you following me? What do you want to do?
No, because I don't really have any bad feelings towards him right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let him follow him into the room, and I'm gonna say, "You want to help me fix my chair?"
No.
Oh,
But I'm still gonna follow her anyway.
Okay. So you two are now alone in Crexy's room.
Yes. How much did you hear? Again, it's
well, you said death, so it's not a pickle, and he says we're in a pickle, and we're in a little bit of death. Am I gonna
I like
die?
you, honey. Yes.
Oh, thanks.
So apparently, because now Arai is going to be a gossip, your friend said something at dinner that my friends would like you taken out for.
All of us taken out for, and he said he
Yes.
told them vague information.
Apparently not vague enough.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes like, great. Well,
There is
what do you
someone missing from that dinner that shouldn't be missing.
Somebody's missing from that dinner. Okay.
Someone has disappeared. Someone has been taken out from that dinner, and we were the last to see them.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. I got nothing. Kill who? You better not kill me.
Oh, no, not you.
Let me tell you.
I like you.
You want to help me clean my guns?
If you'll help me clean mine,
Hey.
or at least my weapon. I don't have a gun.
God!
So I guess this should be the time when I point out in the campaigns that I run, when certain things happen, we just fade to black. So you can do whatever you want with your characters. We just cut to black. We
No,
wake
we're-
up,
I'm
we
realistically
come
cleaning my
back the
weapon.
next morning and maybe clothes are scattered around the room, but that's as bad as it
No,
gets.
their weapons cleaned.
Yeah!
Their weapons cleaned. That's it.
Cherry sandwiches!
So, if you guys want to spend effectively the rest of the night until you guys wander off to your rooms cleaning weapons, it's perfectly fine. The rest of you
Whatever
guys,
you guys like to
Continuing
do.
to gossip.
There is after he's resummoned Spitwit. He is going to ask Thomas. He was smashing a lot of things. At any time did you see him doing this on the walls, making like carving in the walls, like?
That's right.
no, I don't think I saw him do that or anything like that.
It was just smashy in general.
It was weird because I've seen people toss a place before. I've tossed places, I mean, every so often you have to go in somewhere and you got to find something, because you got to find someone's hidden something in a room or something. You got to find it. It's one of the things we do in the Marines. So, I mean, I've tossed a place before. This was different than anything I've ever seen. He wasn't looking for nothing. He was just breaking shit.
Just malicious prick.
He wasn't. He didn't seem mad about it or anything. He was very methodical about the whole thing. He just came in and he was breaking everything. But he didn't hurt the ship at all. He didn't touch our food. It was specifically you guys' shite.
Now I noticed you guys were panicking, but was he covered in blood?
No, he was just, his robes are fairly clean from what I saw. I didn't get a great look at him. But he didn't have no blood on him. It was all just black robes.
Looks to Spitwit. What got you?
You get an image of a middle finger.
Oh.
Did you see a robed figure or something likened to that before you went?
He shakes his head. He
Did you hear-
from what
did you
from what
hear
he
anything?
from what he remembers feeling heat
Did it get super
from
quiet?
behind him, and then he got hit by something that did fire damage.
Fire damage.
Yeah, from the feeling, it felt like a firebolt.
He does ask him those, like, did it get super quiet before?
No reduction of sound. He didn't hear anyone cast the spell though, so they had to be pretty far away to do it, or a sorcerer with subtle spell. But he didn't hear the spell being cast. He just got hit by a firebolt.
Okay, so magic got you. You're not a blade.
And Elgun was on the ship. He wouldn't have been he would have been in there with them. He didn't touch him.
I thought so.
I mean, he wasn't with me.
So it wasn't with you.
I left him on
Then
the
yeah,
ship,
he
yeah.
would have. He
Been in
if,
that bunker.
If he hadn't been in the bunker, he would have been destroyed. So.
Oh, well, definitely the bunker. Definitely the bunker.
And you, theoretically, you can rebuild. And
Yeah.
it just takes time and money. So.
Fair.
But no, I mean he's smart, so he probably would have gone in your hidey hole.
It still isn't making any sense, though. He's still pondering those, like, there. If it was misdirection,
That was a lot of blood for misdirection.
I know, but they took out them, but not us.
And they destroyed our ship like we were a target too.
They didn't destroy the ship. They destroyed possessions, not the ship itself.
Hmm.
They're sending some sort of a message.
Yeah, but is it more of a message to the populace?
Or to
Whatever,
us.
whatever it was clearly made with a lot of anger and frustration.
Because if it was we'll say if hypothetically it was anonymity, same question, they should have took us out, made an example out of us. They didn't make an example out of us. They
True.
obliterated everyone else.
If it was anonymity, why would they do it in such a way? Why draw that much attention to them?
For murder.
But but it couldn't have been misdirection because we were already being set up.
I see.
We got brought into custody.
You see what?
I thought I was muted.
Unless anonymity is fucking with misdirection.
Then why are they both using us?
What is so special about us?
One more excuse for them to be at each other's throats. Anonymity seems to be they're in charge. Misdirection says they're in charge.
I don't know. Everything went wrong after that dinner. Well, do you guys want to try to figure out what? You guys want to sit in here and talk about it? You want to go ask questions to people?
At this point, it's close to midnight.
I suggest
Tomorrow.
we could bed
I'm
down the
gonna eat.
hatches. Yeah.
I'm too tired to think
Still gonna
about
recommend
this.
I'm still gonna recommend taking shifts.
I'll take the first one, me and Ogon.
I'll take the next one.
I'll take the third.
I'll take the
I'll take-
last.
Alright. Kid, you and me will take it last then.
Okay.
Okay. You guys all are able to get to sleep remarkably quickly for what you've gone through. As each one of you gets a chance to kind of sit down, kind of the weight of the day finally hits you, and your body just kind of shuts down. When the morning comes around at a painfully early hour, you hear from outside, "Upgrades! Trust the birds!" And you see the three Kenku kind of coming up the gangplank.
Good
Gangplank.
morning.
Wise
You
guy,
had
eh?
Heard you had a fun time.
He said, "Why?"
You tried to kill us! Upgrades! Trust the birds!
How much more time do you have to fix the ship?
One day.
You saw what happened, right? Just nod. You don't have to come over the phone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's just as good.
Do we know if they're lying or
Faster?
not, or do we act?
Wait, I want
It
to
was
do
obvious. It was obvious from what he said, like the body language. He's going, "What?
Okay.
What? I saw nothing." No, it was obviously,
Lie.
yeah.
Kenku that do perfect mimicry only by communication know to keep their friggin' mouth shut.
Faster?
You want the other half?
400 gold. Faster? 4
That's the other
hours.
half. That's the other half.
Deal.
400
Wait a-
gold extra. 4 hours?
Wait a minute. And Reggie, pulls Smegwick aside. Okay. We need them to get this done as quickly as possible, and we get the hell out of here.
I understand. We also do not have unlimited funds. We
No?
also do not have the other half, which we still owe them once the job is completed. It behooves them, and he's saying this somewhat loudly, it behooves them to get the other half done as fastly and as efficiently as possible if they want to get the other half of the 400 gold.
We may not have unlimited.
Rush Job Premium.
Is it 1 second? We may not have unlimited funds, but we still have that bag full of platinum. We may be able to sweeten the deal with them.
Okay.
That I made sure that they did not.
I know. Yeah. I know they're chipping in like this. Like I understand that.
They don't seem to be listening to everything you're saying, but they can tell that you're talking, and so they're just going to go. Okay. 200. Rush Job.
I look at Reggie. Look at them. And then I flip my back to Reggie. It's like, damn it, Reggie, we only found 100 extra.
What is the conversion rate from gold to platinum?
10 gold
10.
to 1 platinum.
Yeah. Smegwick looks at Reggie. He looks at that. He has his back. He's like, damn it, Reggie, we only found 100 extra.
I know. But we got to get out of here sooner rather than later.
Roll a persuasion check, Smegwick. I'll give you advantage because Reggie is helping.
Can it be deception?
I guess deception
on an act.
works. Yeah. I'll give you that.
I'm sorry. Is it with advantage or just flat?
With advantage, yes.
Okay.
Reggie is helping you.
Okay. Deception advantage. There we go. 25.
25.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally, one of the Kenku goes, fine! Another one goes, highway robbery! 100. 4 hours.
Hey, 4 hours is better than 24 hours.
Maybe just like. He
And-
goes to the captain's quarters. Comes back out. 100.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
For what?
Going into the
Okay.
captain's quarters.
Oh no.
Because the moldy?
Roll me a Constitution saving throw,
We,
please.
we've done upkeep unless someone did something. Okay, Constitution saving throw. There. That'd be 9 total.
Uh-oh.
You have the poison condition for the next hour. You just, as you come out, like as you go in there, it smells really, really musty. And you kind of cough, and you get that tickle in the back of your throat.
Oh god, I don't feel good. Yeah. Okay. Do I get like? Can I? Did asshole do something to the captain's quarters? We've been in there off and on, and we wouldn't have let it just gone to pot.
Yeah. Roll a history check.
16.
16. It smells remarkably like that ship that ran aground, that room with all the spores in it.
Oh, yeah. When I opened the door, we got sucked in.
God damn it.
Sounds almost. It
And
smells
the
almost
ghost ship?
identical to that.
You hear Smegwick say, and he says in Draconic, "Mother!" He's like, "Where is it? Where is it?" He's like, he's bleary-eyed, he's puffy as shit. He's like looking there like. Do I get the sense that I think that the room has to be cleansed, like top to bottom, prestidigitation?
Something in there is giving off spores.
No.
Like at this point, it's kind of getting upside down looking. Like little particles in the air kind of thing.
Maybe he leaves the room, he like gets the thing like, we got friggin' spores in there.
Uh-oh.
Well, I thought we got rid of those.
We did.
No.
One of them must have crept in there and died for all I friggin' know. It couldn't have been that, unless it was one of the plant things.
Uh-oh. Can do some more eradication, I guess.
You guys do fumigation?
The Kenku looks at you, and you just hear this, "Fuck no!" Goes below deck to finish working.
All right. Were you able to get the gold, though, before you got poisoned?
I
Yeah,
imagine it was
they've made
instantaneous, it would've been like-
they've made the agreement. They didn't take any payment from you. They're going to be expecting it when it's done.
But was he able to get the gold out of the captain's quarters before being poisoned?
I don't think you guys keep gold in the captain's quarters, do you?
Oh.
I
I
think.
imagine the strong box. That's why I was asking if the captain's quarters was messed up.
So you have been in there after the
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
spores.
We've been in there periodically.
Yep.
Okay.
This is a relatively
maps
recent.
and whatnot. And
Yeah, this is a relatively
Okay.
recent thing. You
Okay.
you guys probably wouldn't have noticed the kind of smell of mold growing very, very slowly. It just so happened
Ooh.
it
Okay.
bloomed while you guys were gone.
Ugh,
Okay.
stupid thing.
okay, so
Alright.
we're getting back to the thing.
So
do I
they
get an
are
idea that-
4.
Sorry, do I get the sense that like a prestidigitation top to bottom will scour this out, or do we have to do more thorough?
This is beyond a prestidigitation. There is something in there living, giving off spores.
All right, something's in there, and he's wiping tears away. He's puff his crap.
Oh,
We got to take care
Oh.
of that now. We do not need that here, while we are waiting for the ship to get finished.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm.
All right. Well, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Smegwick and I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Okay. You feel kind of
Ah.
you feel effectively the worst part of this has been in your lungs. Like it's been painful to breathe, and you just take like this big breath, and you like cough a fair amount, and things come out, but then you feel great.
Oh,
Didn't know he could do that.
Oh.
oh God.
you okay?
I point to the thing like, no. Like I'm better now.
Throw it off the ship.
There's something in there putting that stuff out. We got to get that off the ship before we can have any hope of getting out of here, or else no city and no dock is gonna let us make dock.
Okay.
Hmm.
How do we get rid of it? Burn it to death?
If we can find it, we need to find the room's not big, so we have to find out the output, right? So
Yeah. So anyone that
He's
wants
good.
to I'll say
Wrap
now that you
up.
guys know that the air is not technically breathable in there, you guys would know to effectively take a breath before you go in. Go ahead and roll me investigation checks.
All of us?
Anyone that wants to help clean the room.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Oh, I didn't want to.
I
I
did.
did.
Oh,
Thank you.
lovely.
I got 22.
22? Okay.
11.
Okay.
19.
5?
19.
19. Cool. So Owie and Reggie, every time you guys go in there, it is a remarkably unpleasant feeling to be in there. Your eyes start to water a little bit. I don't know if you guys have ever had like really bad allergies where just everything itches.
Owie already has allergies.
So yeah, walking in there, it's unpleasant enough that you guys are almost worthless in there as far as looking for it. But between Crexney and Smegwick, you guys do find one of those pod things that you fought before has started growing into the ship itself underneath the captain's bed. But it hasn't completely penetrated the ship yet. So you know what it is that's giving this off. What would you guys like to do about it?
Are they easy to remove, or are they something you have to remove magically?
Well, it's starting to grow into the ship, so it's not something like you're going to be able to just pull out. You can try hacking it to bits. You can try burning it if you've got fire things, or how do you want to remove? You guys have fought, I think, 6 of these things before.
Also, when we were in the room, we dealt with the pods. We fought those mushroom things. I think there was also those things that were super sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we set those things on fire in places we didn't care if burned down or not.
I think they were all relatively the same answer. So I think the first thing Smegwick will do, because he was trying. I remember him trying cold first. I don't know how it didn't really seem to work out that well.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like Ray of Frost first. Just
Okay,
is it a pod or is it a bunch of pods, like a cluster?
One.
It is just
pod.
One, right?
It's it's technically bigger than the ones that you fought before, but the reason it's bigger is it's effectively flattened itself out, if that makes sense. So mass-wise, it's about the same, but it's just flattened.
It's like pumpkins that are in those molds. They grow in those molds.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So go ahead and make me an attack roll with your Ray of Frost.
Okay. Being stationary, is it just a flat roll?
Yep.
Okay. 15.
15. Picking it up. So as you hit it, you can see it doesn't react greatly to the cold. Don't worry about rolling the damage. It obviously doesn't help it, but you think hitting it with Ray of Frost is going to take a while to kill it. You think it's very, very possible, and obviously Ray of Frost won't set the chip on fire. But you're thinking of probably hours of hitting it with Rays of Frost.
Do I get this? When those things burst and hit us, did they do damage, or they just do an effect on? I think they did damage, right?
The ones you fought before actually hurt you. This one, again, is not exactly the same because now it's effectively trying to become part of the ship, so it can't come out and hurt you.
Just for context mechanic, would you say this counts as a living creature?
Currently, yes.
So maybe it was just like, Reggie, I
I
hope
mean,
you have
as
another one
living
of
a
those
creature as a tree would be.
Yeah, but technically we count as a living creature. Okay.
We'll go with it.
Okay. Like, Reggie, you might have another one of those ready. And he just like, everyone back out.
I got one more left in me, so make this one count.
Smegwick. Well, first off, Smegwick is going to do. He's also going to tell everyone to get out. So no, it's just him. And he's going to do a shocking grasp on it first.
Okay, make a con save.
Oh, before I hit it. Okay.
I'm gonna say you're going to hit it
because I am wrapped up.
Yeah, no. It's the act of casting the spell in there requires you to speak, so you can't technically you're only exhaling.
Okay.
But it still has verbal components to it. So
10.
You're poisoned again, but the shocking grasp, like there's no way you can miss it since you're grabbing it.
Okay.
Shooting it, you could have missed.
Yeah. 13 damage on the shocking grasp, by the way.
Okay.
That counts.
It obviously doesn't like that. You think it'll probably take 2 or 3 more if you want to kill it completely, but
Did anything happen in regards to it hurting me?
no, it just the spores already in the air are not good for you.
Okay. Well, so much for that plan. So it did still, but it hurt. Okay, so it did still hurt it.
Yeah,
It
took the damage. It's just it doesn't seem to have the a way to defend itself currently.
Well, Smegwick will leave the room because he had intent. He was seeing if it was going to do damage to him in terms of being delivered to it, so it doesn't do that.
So, is it? You said it's a poison.
Yeah, he has the poison condition.
Poison condition.
So when it says under my actions, it says damage, immunities, poison. So that means I can go in there.
You would be immune to the poison condition. So yes, it wouldn't hurt you. Where do you get poison immunity from?
It's underneath saving throws, dex con, damage immunities, poison, condition immunities, charmed, exhaustion, poisoned, senses, dark vision.
That's useful. I'll have to figure out where you got that.
Under the word steel defender.
That means your steel defender is immune. You aren't. Ogun is though, because Ogun's a robot.
I was just like, what did you do to yourself?
Well, I was sitting there thinking, it's like, I don't
Replace
remember
your
the
internal
artificer
components.
I don't remember the artificer getting poison immunity, because monks get poison immunity and eventually so do paladins. And the battlesmith is effectively a magic paladin. Like, you have a lot in common with paladins.
Yeah, so Ogun can go in there.
Yeah, if you want Ogun to go in there.
And just tear it apart?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
Do
It
it.
doesn't get much action. Go ahead, Ogun.
So Ogun's a little bit faster than you are, and when he comes out, he is covered in this sludge. It smells horrible.
Prestidigitation on Ogun.
And prestidigitation
Cleanse.
doesn't work on it.
The hell?
Lucky enough, water does.
Water.
But the particular
the
magical aspects of this thing, it resists prestidigitation.
Well,
Yeah.
Or
Ogun's
at least
doing-
it will
while-
for a couple of days.
While Ogun is doing that, Smegwick goes back over to Reggie going, another one, please.
All right. Just hold still, and like I use my last second level spell slot for lesser
Dang.
restoration on him.
Okay.
Awfully nice of you.
So the room itself still needs to have like the bad air kind of moved out of it, but you guys effectively at this point have another 3 hours before the Kenku are done. So
Craxney, invent a HEPA filter.
There you go. Air filter.
so over the next 3 hours, you guys are able to kind of clean out the mold and the spores from the captain's quarters. Right as the Kenko come up, payment, please.
Oh, now you can get payment without dying.
Oh, they're done?
They're done.
The fuck out of here.
They're just one of them is holding out a bag, actually, waiting for payment.
Right, fine.
500 gold total.
Oh,
Total.
yeah,
Because it was
that
a
you can
400.
piece together, no friggin' problem, huh? $500. There you go. I'd be more pissed off, but you did actually really good work. Too bad we're probably never going to be back here again for a while.
Do you know how to work the upgrades? Anybody?
A demonstration.
Yes,
And
please,
you watch
take
them
me.
kind
Let's
of go over to the helm. And one of them stands on the shoulders of another one because they're not quite tall enough to get up
Aww.
to your wheel. And so you see them going, and then one of them flips up one of the things, and there's just a little gem underneath it.
Ooh.
And he kind of rubs it with his finger. You watch it glow, and you see the entire ship kind of glow for a second. 10
Alright.
minutes. Really fast.
Ooh.
We do like the sound of that.
Ooh.
Especially right now.
Thank you for choosing Kenku Repairs. We know you have many choices in your repair services, and we appreciate you choosing ours.
A pleasure.
We appreciate you too. Thank you very much.
Who did you get to recite that for you so you could recite that back to other people?
Like 20
He-
Kenkus, all one words.
He takes out, one of the Kenku take out a piece of paper with that exact phrase written on it. And he just kind of looks at you and says, "Payment!" And just points at it.
I gave you the friggin' gold.
Read.
He just goes like this. I don't think you want us endorsing this. If I think you saw what happened, right? Think about this business-wise.
Good point. See ya! And they get off.
All right, it is time to leave.
Hey!
Oh, you have no idea how
Uh-oh.
time to leave it is.
Press the button.
Standing on your ship right at the top of the gangplank is the person that hired you for the job.
Oh, for the first one? The
Yes.
salmon guy?
Mhm.
Phew, it's you.
What the hell have you done?
Not a
What the-
thing.
We thought it was you, or maybe the other ones.
Arai,
Mm.
you were supposed to keep them from doing stupid things. I don't think you succeeded.
You only told me that during the job. You didn't say the entire time.
Hold up.
I can't control all of this.
Hold up.
You make a fair point, Arai. Yes,
Someone's throwing
Smegwick.
someone under the cart here.
Obviously they are. Do you really think we're that stupid, Smegwick?
I didn't accuse you of being stupid.
No, but I
What?
believe I could accuse you of being stupid.
Hold up. We did our job. Our backs are to the wall. We still took
And
your job.
then
We
you
both knew that.
told Misdirection exactly what I...
We
You
told them
see
Jack
blood
and Squat.
start dripping from his mouth as he goes
I would like it
backwards
officially.
and turns, and you see an arrow protruding out of his neck, and he falls into the water.
Go, 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 go,
Water?
go, go, go.
This guy
Well, he was
The
at the edge
clouds.
of the ship, so he...
into the clouds.
Yes, the veil, sorry.
The veil.
Uh-oh.
Go, 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 go,
Suddenly-
go, go, go,
Go.
go, 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 go.
Get out of here.
Hit the button, 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 hit the button. He's taking cover under the rails. He's like, button, 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 button.
Let's
I'm pressing it because I was close by the demonstration. We're all
Reggie's got his
One
hand.
Piece the fuck out of here.
Reggie's got his hand on the helm.
Roll me, pick a skill that you're going to use to pilot the ship. Whatever skill you... If you can explain why it's going to be useful for you, I'll let you use it.
Sing to the ship. I don't freaking care.
Arcana.
Well, I've always been the helmsman.
Yeah, I know. Just, I need you to make a roll to see if you can get out of this very tricky place. And I can't remember what skill I have you use to pilot the damn ship. So pick a skill that you like.
Arcana,
Unfortunate.
Performance.
Yeah,
Deception!
Deception.
because he
the
actually-
ship.
No, he actually knows how to pilot the ship. This is actually the first time I've had to roll a check to pilot the ship.
I know.
For normal conditions, yes.
Yeah, jeez.
Performance.
I just want to check. That wasn't Ismail, was it?
No, Ismail is
Gone, right. Okay.
a girl. This is a boy.
Ah, okay.
You know, it's really, really sucky, but this is the only way I can explain it in a way for it to actually work. But I'm gonna have to go with an athletics check, which I only have a +3 in.
That's
but
fine.
Athletics is the only way I can possibly explain, like, spinning the helm fast enough
All right.
to, like, point it away.
So as you start spinning, go ahead and make your roll as you're doing this. As you start spinning it, the entire ship drops about 10 feet
God.
as it gets out of the dry dock, and you guys feel it hit the veil, and just like all of your stomachs are left in your throats for a second. As you're all
And
weightless for just half a second.
And
Oh, I love that.
I only rolled a 10.
Okay, so as you're going, you guys feel yourself scrape against something, and then
That's super professional. Go. Hit the button, hit the button, hit the button.
more of these things keep going. As you hit it, I'll let you choose. There are curves and twists that you have to go through, and eventually they will get to a straightaway. When do you want to use the button?
Straight away.
No.
You're driving.
No, go through the curves first, and then when we have it like dead center in the
Yes.
straightaway, then hit the
Straight
button.
away.
Okay, so as you're going, you guys are still getting thump, 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 thump. You can't even see where the arrows are coming from, but these are, not only are they crossbow bolts, they're obviously enchanted crooked crossbow bolts.
I'm bringing them on the
Because
ship.
when they impact the ship,
Alright,
there's a
on the
little kind of explosion.
Oh crap! They're detonating. Yeah,
Great.
you're not getting those.
Nope.
You finally, Reggie, you're sitting there and your arms are hurting with how much you're trying to kind of keep the ship going. You guys feel it kind of as it goes up against that. You're scraping off bits of wood, and the name of the ship is getting erased off of it as you just keep hitting things. Finally, you come to the straightaway. You hit it, and all of you feel the ship lurch forward much faster than you've ever felt it move before. Everyone, including Reggie, make me strength saves.
Alright.
Oh, okay. I was gonna.
Strength saving.
Oh, yeah, you would do strength.
Oh my god.
Nat 20.
Damn.
Nice.
Watch me.
Hot
with my negative
dang.
1. Oh, what the hell?
What'd you roll?
Nat 20. That makes it a 19.
There's 2 nat 20s, correct?
9.
9. Okay. Arai?
23.
Anything? Okay. Owie?
8.
8. Okay. So Crexney and Owie, you guys, as it lurches forward, you lose your grip and you kind of go rolling until you hit a wall on the ship, and so you guys kind of conk.
Are there faces just going like ah?
By the way, real quickly from Mad Spike, Crexney, you get a reroll token.
Oh, I might
So-
not fall back.
If you want to
Wait,
use it
is
right
it?
now, you can use it for that strength
no.
save. Otherwise, you can just
No.
save it.
Just hitting the wall. I'll save it.
Okay. So, so as you all there, like Reggie, you're holding onto it. Your arms are aching. They feel like wet noodles at this point because of how hard you've been kind of manhandling this ship. But you guys eventually get into open Vale, and slowly you start hearing more of the crossbow bolts hitting the Vale instead of the ship. And eventually you see, over the next 10 minutes, you can see the city of Ebbia kind of fading into the distance behind you. And that is going to be where we end it for tonight.
Finally off of Ebbia.
As
Never
always,
been
if you missed any of this, I do upload these all to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TraderJody. Otherwise, again, that's all for me today. I'll see you guys the next time, all right?
Thank you, Matt Spike.
Bye.